Welcome to Lac du Flambeau. On October 12th, a group of 9 students and 3 teachers drove 10 hours to Lac du Flambeau, Wisconsin, an Ojibwe Indian reservation. Now, for many, this would be their first time on an Indian reservation, and for a few, including myself, it would be the second time. Everyone was excited. We did many things during our time there, from learning about the Ojibwe culture to administering flu shots to the staff at the Peter Christensen Health Center. We were able to see the community through the eyes of those serving it. Our roles throughout our stay changed multiple times. Not only were we nursing students administering flu vaccines to members of the community, but we were tourists as well. We were able to provide teaching to the members of the community about the flu vaccine, alcohol abuse, and diabetes, 3 prevalent health issues. One of the biggest contributions we had was implementing the start of a safe sleep program. This program was developed in response to a federal grant and a recent infant death in the community that the nurses felt might have been related to sleep conditions. For the Safe Sleep program, we developed a series of surveys asking women whether or not they knew about safe sleep practices. While we were there, we also helped the community nurses deliver medication boxes to the elders in the community. The Lac du Flambeau Indian Reservation has 260 lakes, 65 miles of streams, lakes, and rivers, and 24,000 acres of wetlands. When we arrived on Sunday, it was 71 degrees and sunny. The following 2 days were cold, and the last day was beautiful once again. It reminded us of Indiana weather. We spent much time exploring the shops and enjoying the scenery. Needless to say, we did not spend much time in our hotel rooms. In this picture, you'll see a log that I found really interesting, located at one of the many lakes called Raven Lake on the Indian Reservation. I loved how the leaves were changing color and how the sky was reflecting beautifully in the water. In this picture, you'll see a couple of the students walking down toward Raven Lake. We all wanted to explore and were itching to see the beautiful scenery. This was our first day at the actual health center, which was Monday. We explored for a little while, then went back and did our thing. In 1745, Chief Kishkenmun led the band to the area in Wisconsin now known as the Northwoods. The tribe acquired their name because of their hunting practices. They used to harvest fish at night by torchlight using spears. The French traders stumbled upon the area and gave the area the name Lac du Flambeau, meaning Lake of Torches in English. The people of Lac du Flambeau were a people recovering from significant historical trauma that lasted up until the year 1932. They had problems trusting new people. They even had problems trusting those individuals that worked only to serve the community. The Lac du Flambeau Reservation was officially established in the year 1854 through treaty negotiations with the United States government. According to Isaiah Brokenlake, a member of the Great Lakes Intertribal Council, the natives were faced with loss of land, decreased freedom to hunt, and were forced into assimilation and acculturation. Native children were taken from their homes, off the streets, anywhere they could be found, and taken to boarding school. At these boarding schools, they were forced to cut their hair, change their clothes, and learn English. In the boys' dormitory, there would be as many as 100 boys, all sleeping in one room. During the summer months, they had the boys sleep outside on the porches that they built for them. The children were forbidden to speak their language or mention anything about their culture. The goal was to basically wipe out everything that they had ever known. It wasn't until 1932 that the boarding schools were shut down. What used to be the boys' dormitory was recently restored. This was met by much resistance by the natives, one of which started a fire to burn the building down. They wanted absolutely nothing to do with the past traumas of their lives. Although the children's boarding schools are shut down now, they still remain separated until they reach high school. For many American teenagers, high school serves as the first encounter with the natives and vice versa. Because of this delayed exposure, violence and discrimination toward many natives is still common. In 1984, a man named Nick Hawkins and his wife Charlotte Hawkins opened the Waswaganing Indian Village on the Lac du Flambeau Indian Reservation. Unfortunately, Nick passed away not too long ago, but we were lucky enough to receive a tour from his wife and their dog. She told us that when her and Nick moved back to the reservation, there was essentially no culture. Because of the boarding schools, many of the natives had not learned their language and did not know what their culture was like or the history of their tribe. As a result of this, they began efforts to open up a village and assist the members of the community to learn their own language once again. As a result of these efforts, the Indian children now begin to learn their language starting in kindergarten, and classes are offered at what used to be the boarding school and the community center. According to Charlotte, there are only 3 elders left that lived through the horrors of forced assimilation. Waswaganing is a 20-acre plot of land where they teach about the Ojibwe culture. It is located in the heart of the woods and has many different stations where they talk about multiple things in relation to the Ojibwe culture. There is a summer, spring, and winter village, a spearfishing and water ice harvesting station. Fishing and water ice harvesting were the 2 main forms of nutrition for the Ojibwe Indians. Each village had replicas of the baskets they used, the tools and weapons they used, as well as the wigwams they used to reside in. Girls would have to sit in a wigwam for a week every 28 days where they were showered with gifts and flowers in order to transition into womanhood. Women were viewed as powerful beings because they had the power to bring life into the world. Men were so afraid of women they would not let the women touch their lacrosse sticks for fear that their power would crack them. There is a 300-year-old maple tree that used to serve as an Indian trail marker so traveling men and women would know where they were going. Boys would have to hang from this particular tree for a couple of days until they had a vision. Then they would become men. The tree is located on an old Indian trail, which we were lucky enough to be able to travel on. To increase economic activity and foster self-reliance among the various Native American communities, the tribe began bingo and casino operations. Revenues generated by the casino operations go to the tribe and directly benefit the economic and social development of the community. The Lake of Torches Casino has enhanced both the economy of the Lakeland area and provides public services to the residents in the Lac du Flambeau Reservation. At the casino, we discovered that they don't charge tax and that they also don't card anyone entering it. Either that or we looked old enough to be there. There were many walking trails in the little town that we were seeing, as well as the Lac du Flambeau Reservation that we took advantage of. This is a picture of my favorite bridge. It crossed over a giant lake into a little walking trail that went around the lake. I am so happy that we were able to go to the Lac du Flambeau Indian Reservation. It was a really good experience, and we learned so much, not only about the Ojibwe culture, but about community nursing as well. I plan to go back one day, we'll see, but for now I am just happy that I took advantage of the opportunity presented to us, and I hope it is available to future nursing students. Goodbye, Lac du Flambeau, until we meet again.